Yes, I think we are live. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the next session of Respiratory Health Week, organized by our Fast&Up Science Academy. And today we are going to talk about a very, very interesting topic. And I must say, the most frequently asked question post the launch of our new product Fast&Up and acetal as to how can you ensure lung recovery after you quit smoking. And to address the same, we have our very own expert, our health hero, Bhakti Kapoor, who is the founder and nutritionist of Healthy High. She has a very interesting motto, which is to reboot your life using right food and nutrition. Not only this, she also provides personalized meal plans for weight loss, weight gain, and also for clinical conditions like weight loss, like thyroid, diabetes, and etc. To know more about her page, you can also visit her Instagram and Facebook page, which is at the rate Get Healthy High. And I can go on and on about her, and she's a great speaker and has great knowledge. And I would like to start with this session with the core topic which we have today is to how to ensure lung recovery for those who have quit smoking. So my first question to you, Bhakti, will be based on that. So firstly, thank you so much for joining us in this session. It is great to have you share your insights and your expertise on the subject of nutrition, and especially on this very critical topic which is about lung health. It is a topic which mostly most of them do not talk about, especially for those who are into smoking. They definitely at times have thought about trying to quit smoking, but they have not been able to do that as well. So talking about lung recovery, as we discussed, so how do you think one can go about it? How can one go about the approach of recovering their lung health after they have quit smoking?
Thank you, Mona, for the lovely introduction and the warm welcome. It's a pleasure to be here today. So,
Thank you.
often, smokers and ex smokers have this doubt and this question that can my lungs really recover? Because, I mean, it's obviously known by everyone that smoking causes a lot of damage. And
Right.
so, wondering that can they recover this? So, the answer to that is yes, of course. Your lungs are miraculous organs, they can regenerate and they can heal beautifully. So the minute you quit smoking, your body starts to recover. So what happens is smoking causes oxidative damage within the body, and every cell and organ is affected by it, and it starts to
Right.
cause duration within the body, and
Okay.
every organ, every system. I mean, what now? Smoking, basically, the cigarettes contain nicotine, which is an addictive,
Right.
mood-altering compound. So it affects your brain, it affects your heart because it makes the heart arteries narrower, which makes it difficult for the heart to pump and get oxygen to different organ parts. So there it's putting
Okay.
extra stress on the heart. Similarly, on in the lungs, it causes inflammation, which makes your lungs also congested and makes it harder to breathe. Also affects all our skin, our nails. It affects our reproductive system. So basically, it's only causing damage to the entire body. And
Okay.
it, like I said, you can beautifully repair yourself very slowly and gradually. Your organs regenerate, and you can start to reverse this damage. So now smoking, it's literally out there loud and clear. Even the cigarette cartons kind of shouted to us that it's causing only
Right.
injury to the body, and still people are doing it. I really hope with this talk we can motivate few of our viewers to quit smoking. Again, with the help of proper exercise and nutrition, you can help
Right.
this recovery to become faster. And so, the first thing is that the minute you quit smoking, what happens is within a few hours, your heart rate and your blood pressure starts to become normal. Your taste and your smell starts to come back. Within 3 years, your risk of heart disease falls, and also your risk of lung cancer drops. So these are
Okay.
reasons which should really motivate you to kind of quit smoking right away.
Right.
And
That's wonderful.
causes about 400 to 600 toxic chemicals within the body. carbon monoxide, which is very poisonous, nitrous oxide, and many cancer causing chemicals and tar. It enters the body and starts to cause this damage. So these are all reasons to help you, to motivate you to quit smoking. Again, next we move on to what kind of damage it creates, especially in the lungs.
Right.
It
Right.
causes emphysema, which is
Okay.
basically destroys the alveoli present in the lungs, and it also
Okay.
causes bronchitis, which is basically permanent inflammation of the lining within the lungs.
Of the
So
lungs.
this
Right.
is on the lungs per se, and with diet you can really reverse it. Now I'll move on to talking about some of the foods that you should include
Exactly.
to help
Nutrition
with.
is something which often people ignore while those who are smoking, because they feel that even if they quit smoking or something, then definitely medicines is something which is going to help them, or maybe patches or so. But you highlighted a very important point, which is about right foods, which can actually help in lung recovery. So
Right.
that's a great point.
Thank you. So it's basically what we would call an anti-inflammatory diet, which should be having good amount of proteins, good quality proteins. It should have good fats and antioxidant and phytochemical rich fruits and vegetables, which are also rich in fiber. Now, fiber
Okay.
also reduce inflammation. So, talking about
Okay.
fruits and vegetables, your cruciferous vegetables, which are like your broccoli, pok choy, kale, cabbage, all of these, they help to detoxify and filter toxins from within our body. So, these are really
Okay.
beneficial for lung health. Also, all other fruits and vegetables that are rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, especially like your peppers, which are very rich in vitamin C. So, one red pepper, if you consume on a daily basis, it gives you 169% of your vitamin C requirement. Also,
That's great.
the old adage, an apple a day keeps doctors away, goes a long way.
Right. Right.
Apples are super rich in antioxidants and fiber. They're rich in this chemical called quercetin, which again helps to fight the oxidative damage within the body. And
Okay.
also beets and beet greens. Now, beetroot, which is super rich in anthocyanins, which is an antioxidant. Also, your beet greens, which are very often neglected, they are
Right.
very your magnesium, potassium, vitamin C, and other antioxidants. So, what beetroots contain nitrates, which help to vasodilate. So, basically, they help to relax your blood vessels, they reduce blood pressure, and they optimize oxygen intake. And that is how it helps your lungs to function better. Also, pineapple juice contains bromelain, which is an enzyme which has anti-inflammatory properties, and bromelain also has mycolytic properties, which means it helps to break up the mucus that is there within the lungs. So mucus is
Okay.
there in healthy lungs, but in smokers, what happens is this mucus lining becomes thicker, and when that becomes
Okay.
thicker, there is this constant chronic cough, which is
Right.
not
The
so.
smoker's cough, very, very famously known.
So
Right.
pineapple help with that. Also pumpkin, which is very rich in beta carotene and carotenoids, that is a powerful
Okay.
anti, and that helps. Also, it's rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, which are again carotenoid pigments. And
Antono.
tomato products similarly are rich in lycopene, which help in a great way. All your berries, like your blueberries, acai berry extract, and goji berries, cranberries, all of these are super rich again in anthocyanins, which help with their oxidative function. And red cabbage again. So basically, you need to have lots of brightly colored fruits and vegetables. So add variety and have lots of them. What a lot of people don't enjoy veggies as such. So for them, the best option would be to have it in the form of smoothies, soups, or make a lot of cutlets with them. And
Okay.
basically have to have a diet that's very rich in fruits and vegetables. Also, avocado is rich in PUFAs, which is polyunsaturated fatty acids, which are good fats,
Right.
and they're
Right.
also rich in E, and many other micronutrients. So avocados about half a day is very beneficial. Edamame again is rich in isoflavones, which are very beneficial for lung health. And
Okay.
yogurt is again rich in your potassium, phosphorus, selenium, which help to boost your lung function. Now, teas like your green tea and matcha tea are super rich in catechins, and
Okay.
matcha has again higher amount of antioxidants, and having that on a
Right.
daily again literally boosts your system with good phytonutrients. So that's a good thing to
Okay.
in our daily diets, which again helps to loosen the mucus that is there within the lung lining. And
Right.
coffee has antioxidants, so if had in moderate amounts is beneficial. Also your cocoa products, the especially the cacao, which is the raw unprocessed cocoa, that is again very beneficial because it's super rich in flavonoids and helps to relax the airways in the lungs. Now your lentils,
That's a
beet.
very important point.
Thank you. Yeah,
Right.
I
Because
mean,
of inflammation, it always blocks the airways.
covers, yeah. And lentils, beans, again they provide you with good protein, good fiber, and also have anti-inflammatory benefits. So you get your protein from your lentils and beans. Also
Okay.
powerhouses of micronutrients. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, now we can. I think we lost you for a few seconds.
Okay, so
It's all good now.
seeds are powerhouses of micronutrients, and they again give you a good amount of good fats, fiber, protein, and they're extremely beneficial. So a handful of nuts and seeds on a daily basis again is very beneficial. And then moving on, also Brazil nuts is extremely rich in selenium. So just about one Brazil nut a day is very beneficial for your lung health because selenium is a very powerful antioxidant again. And millet,
Okay.
your Rajgira and Kuttu, your Ragi or Nachni, Jawar, Bajra, all of these have anti-inflammatory properties. And they also have this hormone called adiponectin, which is very
Right.
beneficial.
Right.
Also, we must do a lot of whole grains rather than refined. So doing, oats, again, rolled oats, not the instant oats, and doing whole grain cereals is much more beneficial compared to like a white rice and compared to your refined flours, because again the more fiber you add in the diet, the more you're able to fight the inflammation within the body, because it lowers cholesterol, and again the bad cholesterol increases inflammation. So it's all interconnected. Your diet plays a very, very important role. And good
Agree.
fats, or like avoiding refined oils and having good fats from your olive oil, avocado oil, and omega-3 rich fatty acids which come from your fatty fish like salmon. These are again very beneficial to fight inflammation. So about twice a week, if you can add fatty fish, that is very beneficial. Or else you could do omega-3 supplements. Now herbs and
Okay.
spices are widely used in our Indian diets, and herbs and
Right.
spices are again super rich in antioxidants and they're anti-inflammatory.
Definitely.
Some of the
Definitely.
spices that are very significant for lung health would be your turmeric, which is known as your golden spice, also ginger and garlic, which has allicin. All of these help in a great way to improve your lung health. And
That's really great.
so, like we said, that the smoker's lungs are inflamed, these will
Right.
greatly help to reduce that inflammation. Now,
Right.
certain inflammatory foods that you must avoid, not only smokers but also all healthy individuals need to avoid this, because if
Right.
you continue to eat the inflammatory foods, what happens is your chances of diabetes, heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, and certain types of cancer, all of these increase. Now, the foods that you need to avoid are very sugary, very greasy or oily foods, and highly processed foods. Now, what sugar, when you do excess of sweets or your sugary drinks or even fruit juices for that matter, the packed ones, they are loaded with sugar and they create
Right.
inflammatory they release cytokines within the body, which are inflammatory messengers. So you need to keep them again very, very to the minimal amount. So the minute you start going excess on these, there will be inflammation within the body. Also, avoid refined oils. Currently, still many households in India use these refined safflower, refined sunflower oils, which are
Right.
very toxic. During the
Right.
refining
Okay.
itself, oils tend to they tend to have toxic compounds in them, which release trans
Okay.
fats and very detrimental to the body. Hence, the good oils to use would be cold pressed oils instead of refined oils, or use olive oil. If you want to do high heat cooking, you can use the extra light olive oil, avocado oil, flaxseed oil. These are all oils that are richer in your omega 3s and are more beneficial for the body. And
Okay.
also avoiding any of these processed sausages or salami, all of these processed
Right.
meats, frozen foods which are high in sodium. And again, all your the chips that you get in the market, all of these, even if the package says that it doesn't have trans fat, but if the ingredient mentions that it has partially hydrogenated oil, that means that it
Okay.
does have amount of trans fat.
Some amount
So
of trans fat, definitely.
because again they lead to inflammation within the body. And trans fat also again increases your LDL cholesterol, which is your bad cholesterol, and then increases your risk for all diseases.
Right, completely agree. I think that was a great, great list covering holistic nutrition, which included herbs, spices, fruits, vegetables, do's and don'ts, everything for respiratory health. I think that was a complete list takeover for all the viewers, all the listeners. Now, I wanted to understand that from all the foods that you mentioned, is there any AM to PM nutrition kind of or like a healthy diet routine which you would suggest, with which one can start the day, and with which one can end the day? As in, when you start the day, you can integrate these foods, and then midday you can have this. Maybe at night before you sleep, you can have this Brazil nut or etc. Is there any such routine that you would suggest?
So your first thing in the morning, it would be ideal to break your fast with some fat, good fat, which is your nuts.
Okay.
Then on
Okay.
to, I do a chia seed in water, like I soak it overnight and add lemon to that. That's something I do post the nuts. And then
Okay.
have your breakfast, ideally a good protein breakfast, or for
Okay.
vegetarians like dal chilas or besan chilas, or quinoa upma. All of these are good options. And then
Okay.
you do like a seed mix again, which is what you do is you powder your seeds, dry roast them, powder them, and have about a tablespoon in a glass of lemon water or buttermilk. That again is a good way for you to get all the nutrients out of it. When you just eat the seeds raw, you don't chew them fine enough to get all the nutrients out of it.
All the
So
nutrients, right?
post that you do your lunch, which again half your plate should be vegetables. And
Okay.
then evening time, it would be nice to do a smoothie for people who can. Again, that's a brilliant way to get all your antioxidants and phytonutrients. So your
Right.
smoothie will have a lesser amount of fruits and more of your greens. So could do kale,
Okay.
basil.
I think we lost
Sorry.
you. Yeah. Yeah, we heard you till use less fruits.
Okay, yeah. So add more of your greens like kale
So is this like
and
a respiratory health smoothie that we are curating? I'll
I mean, surely. So if you add more of beetroot to that, it would just
yeah.
enhance, your respiratory health. Also, what I do is to my smoothie, I add a lot of herbs, like
Okay.
your cumin powder. I add some turmeric, which goes with black pepper. I add
Okay.
moringa powder. One must have in my smoothie is the Fast and Up green, super green, the active green powder, which
Right.
again alpha sprouts, and it has cranberry extract. So all of
Right.
these literally to load up antioxidants. Now, even though I'm a non-smoker, the pollution around me and our daily
Definitely.
activities, a lot of free radicals within the body. So this
Right.
is a for everyone, and especially for ex-smokers and for people who are still smoking for whatever reason. I really hope we can encourage more of them to drop that. Again,
Sure.
exercise is very beneficial for to recover your lungs. So what exercise does is it helps your lungs become stronger. So like how your muscles gain strength, your heart becomes stronger. Similarly with exercise, your lungs also become stronger. And
Right.
also deep breathing exercises like pranayama, yoga especially will help to strengthen your diaphragm. It helps to release trapped air, helps to release toxins
Right.
from the body, and helps to make your breathing more more defined and better. So it's very important for your lung health. So deep breaths are basically like love notes to your body. So that is something we all must practice on a daily basis. Also helps to calm you down, and makes you more mindful, which is the right approach to life.
Right. Completely agree. I think we have few questions here. Can you suggest any nutritional choices to help lung detox from toxins?
So again,
Anything for lung detox?
all the foods that I've spoken about will help you to detoxify your lungs. Just have
Okay.
an anti-inflammatory diet, which avoid all the inflammatory foods that we spoke about. Also, milk for a lot of people causes inflammation, so try and avoid that.
Okay.
Gluten, a lot of people causes inflammation. Now, gluten comes from your wheat, rye, barley. So
Right.
have millets for your rotis, like do your rajgira, jawar, bajra roti. Add a lot of methi to these atas. So, and again, have nut seeds on a daily basis. All of these will help you to detoxify your lungs, and exercise regularly. Any form of exercise that you want, could be jogging, cycling, walking, anything that you enjoy.
Right. I think that's a wonderful piece of advice. Nutrition and physical exercise definitely goes hand in hand. And if there's only exercise and not nutrition, which is a part of your daily routine, is definitely something that needs to be corrected for sure. And Bhakti, I had one question which was on supplements. So while you mentioned about antioxidants and other food choices, what is your take on supplements? Do you suggest any supplements for respiratory health or for in
So,
general routine for
uh,
those who are smoking or want to quit
which
smoking or have already quit smoking?
Right. So N-acetylcysteine, which has recently been launched by Fast&Up, is very beneficial because it is basically a precursor of glutathione, which is a very strong antioxidant within the body. So that would help smokers and non-smokers in general. Also, omega-3 fats are very beneficial because they help to regulate your
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Also,
Yeah.
omega-3 supplements really reduce inflammation within the body. And vitamin C. If you're not getting enough vitamin C from your food, then you can take supplements of that, because that is something that is easily excreted from the body if it is in excess, so can never cause any damage. So these are
Definitely.
three supplements that I would advocate.
That's great. We have one more question, which is from Dipesh Sharma, which says, can we smoke and use N-acetylcysteine? Like if we don't want to quit smoking, then how much NAC should we intake in a day?
Okay, so one tablet a day, along with again antioxidant rich diet, would help you. I mean, to kind of slow the progression of lung damage. But I mean, quitting is literally every single cell of your body will thank you if you quit. It basically
Definitely.
every
Why
single
to
cell.
burn the cells of the body?
Absolutely yes.
Definitely.
Again,
Definitely. So Dipesh
I
definitely quit smoking.
you should care about people around you, because passive smoking causes similar damage to
Exactly.
what
That was going to be my next question because I've heard that a lot of them who are also not smoking, but they are around with people who smoke. Do they have the same damage as the one who is
happened,
smoking just by being around them?
because those toxins are entering your body as well. So
Right.
it's a very similar damage, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I think even staying around for those who are smoking is something which is not very healthy even for those. There's one more question which is on what if we work in an environment where there is more exposure to smoke?
Okay. So at least in your home premises, what you could do is you could try and have an air purifier. So, at least your nighttime, you're getting fresh,
Right.
cleaner air to help your lungs
Yeah.
recover. And as far as possible, I mean, you must try and stay away from these places. I mean, of course, it could be hard, but it is really
Right.
worth that effort to kind of put your foot down and have certain rules in office that we don't want smoke in this area. Again, for restaurants, today a lot of restaurants have banned it, nightclubs, so that's a wonderful thing for the health of all the people working in that premises.
Right. So that's definitely a good suggestion. There's one more question from Neil which says that do e-cigarettes act as replacement to normal ones? Do they cause the same amount of damage? So I think we've heard about vaping and e-cigarettes and whatnot as replacements. So are they considered as a healthy option or do they have the same damage?
So they have, again, because it is nicotine in the form of vapor that's entering your body. So it does have a similar damage. There's still not enough research to say that if the damage is equivalent to that of normal
Equal?
cigarette, but
Right.
there is definitely a high amount of damage. It has been banned in India as well, right?
Right. So definitely the end story for all of those who are watching is quit smoking, be it
Please quit.
e-cigarettes or vaping or whatever the option is. That's definitely not a great option. So once when someone decides to quit smoking, what actually happens to their lungs?
So
How do the lungs respond to it?
like I said, within hours, your heart rate and your blood pressure starts to come back to normal.
Right.
Your lungs just start, the airways start to open up very gradually. And
Right.
again,
Right.
uh, inflammation within the lungs starts to decrease when you're giving it the right kind of food. Again, with exercise, similarly, these air sacs open up, the narrowing, you know, all of that starts
Right.
to reverse. And like I
Right.
said, risk of heart disease, your risk of lung cancer, your risk of stroke, all of that starts to reduce. And these are reasons enough for everyone to really stop
Quit
smoking.
smoking. Definitely. We have one more question from our viewer, which is asking, what about hookah? Is it safer than cigarettes?
No, it's not. It again has tobacco, and it's not safe anyway. So,
Definitely.
yes, you must avoid that also.
Definitely. Moving on to the last question of the session, which is on that many people are, trying to quit smoking. They're actually taking genuine efforts towards quitting smoking, but they are not able to do that. So, what do you suggest to them?
So,
How should they
firstly,
go
you
about it?
love yourself to give up smoking, because it is a self motivated thing. So you have to take one
Right.
day at go about it very slowly and progressively. Also get support from your loved ones. Have fix up a date and mark it on your calendar. Keep telling yourself you can do this. And also keeping yourself distracted and chewing on cinnamon, chewing on gums, the sugar free gums, drinking a lot of liquids. So distracting yourself with things like dancing, gardening, cycling, or going out with friends. Also going out with the right set of friends, not going out with smokers, not going to those same
Right.
places smoke. Like how office breaks are usually associated with smoking, and then coffee, a lot of people need a smoke with their
Right.
coffee. So eliminating all of these things that you associate with your smoking is going to help
Right.
you. And absolutely, support from your loved ones is very, very important. And you really
Right.
can do. Also, having baking soda, about half a teaspoon up to 2 or 3 times a day. What baking soda does, it increases the alkalinity within the urine, and it slows the release of nicotine from the body. So basically, the withdrawal symptoms that that smokers get once they quit can be reduced by taking baking soda. And similarly, chewing on cinnamon has a similar effect, where it kind of you enjoy that taste and you don't feel the need for smoking. So these are some tips that can really help you.
I think that's a great piece of advice. And the most important takeaway, I think, will be to definitely quit smoking and to
Yes.
move towards a healthy diet loaded with antioxidants, of having a great routine, a balanced routine, of having right food nutrition, which also helps reduce inflammation and also has a good amount of exercise routine incorporated in the daily regime as well. So I think thank you so much, Bhakti. It was a wonderful session. Thank you so very much for sharing your experience and expertise with us on a very rare and niche topic. I think talking about lung recovery after quitting smoking, respiratory health is something which is often less spoken about and less ignored. But then in the current times, especially in COVID times when lung is at risk, during pollution times, air quality decline, taking care of respiratory and lung health is something that we all should focus on. And we have all the right diets, all the right diet tips from Bhakti, and we should definitely start working towards it. Thank you so very much for your time and for your experience and for your expertise.
You're
Hope to
more
see you again. Thank you, all the viewers and listeners, for joining us in this session. Hope to see you in other sessions as well. Thank you so much, Bhakti.
thank you, Mona. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye bye, everyone. Have a good day.